Yo, what's up, D-Gens? What's going on? What's going on? All right, so right away, guys, stumbled across that specific YouTuber is tripling down on fighting Jasmy, right? I guess he's taking shots at me indirectly by saying some YouTuber is a gatekeeper. He's calling me a gatekeeper for Jasmy, right? Saying that he knows more about Jasmy because he's been covering Jasmy for 3 years or something like that, right? Here's the thing: you can talk about something 3 years ago and still not know a damn thing about it. I just watched him talk about, like, not 2 minutes ago, talk about when the price of Jasmy went down. He said that it was because CZ manipulated the price. He doesn't know what he's talking about, right? That's completely inaccurate. The reason that Jasmy's price plummeted is because Jasmy as a company released the rest of the tokens into circulation, right? It had nothing to do with Binance or CZ. Nothing whatsoever. This guy thinks that the price of Jasmy tanked when it first launched because CZ manipulated the price. That tells you everything you need to know about how much research he's doing into the project. He said he covered this 3 years ago, but he doesn't seem to know anything about it, right? Binance and CZ had absolutely nothing to do with the price. I'll show you the all-time price of Jasmy, okay? I'll show it to you. I'm sorry to just start off like that, guys, but it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You're blaming CZ for the price. So we go to the all-time price of Jasmy. This here. He said this was because of CZ manipulating the price in Binance. No, it wasn't. This was because Jasmy and they had told people ahead of time that they were going to be releasing the rest of the tokens into circulation, right? Which they did. They released almost all of them, not all of them, but most of them into circulation. That's why the price plummeted from like $4.99 $4.99 ish, all the way down here. Had nothing to do with CZ. It had nothing to do with Binance at all, right? So this guy needs to just, at this point, stop. Just stop talking about Jasmy because you clearly don't know what you're talking about, right? And like I said, I used to support this guy and stuff, but he just keeps digging that hole deeper and deeper and deeper, right? He says, I'm the original Jasmy content creator and stuff. I'm the only channel on YouTube that has Jasmy ambassadors come on the channel, okay? This is the Jasmy OG channel. You can call me a gatekeeper if you want. Bottom line is, I know this project inside and out, and you just simply don't, right? You don't spend the time to do the research, right? So you got it. If you don't know what you're talking about, just stop, because every time you say something like that, you're like, CZ manipulated the price. No, he didn't. I mean, was the price manipulated because Jasmy was put in the innovation zone? Yeah, but that happened way after this. That happened like over here somewhere, right? That happened in like 2021, 2022. This was way before that. In fact, this was probably one of the reasons why it got put in the innovation zone. This wasn't because it got put in the innovation zone, right? So I wanted to clear that up. Don't argue with someone about a project who literally covers it, has ambassadors and team members come on the channel, and you don't spend 10 minutes doing research. You're not equipped to have that argument, right? You're just not. Why are you having it? Everything you say makes no sense at this point, right? So, like, and I say this from love, man, you're making yourself look bad, right? I respect you, but I'm losing respect for you because you're saying things and you're not doing any research. So you gotta stop, man. You're doing it to yourself at this point, right? Okay, moving on. Let's go over to the Jasmy chart. What do we got? So 2 cents, 545, guys, which is, look at that. We wicked all the way down to the 200-day SMA and then way back up again, guys. That's what I want to see. I told you guys yesterday, there's 2 things I want to see. The most important thing I want to see is I want to see Jasmy close above the 200-day SMA, okay? Which so far so good. We've held it as support. We need to continue to close daily candles above there for further continuation to the upside. The second thing I would like to see, this is kind of a bonus, I would like to see JASMY come back up over this resistance zone here and close a candle up here. Will that happen today? I don't know. I mean, we still got like 4.5 hours to go till the daily candle closes. And it's a weekly close we're looking at as well, guys. So if we go over to the weekly time frame, right? What's important on the weekly here is that we close above the 30-day SMA right here, which we are well above right now. So if we want to see further continuation to the upside, that would be the first close for me. On the weekly, as you can see, we have this descending, this falling wedge pattern. We have our breakout, we have our retest, and now we're having our break to the upside, right? So very bullish. It's looking mega bullish on the weekly time frame as well. So that's very, very good. Going over to Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. So look at that. We wicked almost down to this little golden pocket where I said that we could pull down to here, guys, around $93,000, $94,000, right? We could pull down to that level. It doesn't have to happen, but we could. If it does happen, don't be shocked. It's a DCA opportunity. But I think that the bulls are going to put up a fight here, obviously, right? They're going to try to get this weekly close probably back up over 97,000. Sorry, for the daily and for the weekly. So I'm excited for the weekly close tonight, guys. It's going to tell us a lot about what next week's going to look like, obviously, right? So I'm looking forward to that. But this zone here, like I keep telling you guys, this is going to be a point of contention. It's going to be a battleground between the bulls and the bears for a little while. Now, the bulls are doing a fantastic job chipping away at that sell wall, but it's going to take time. It could take a couple of weeks before we finally break through that 100K level, simply because there is a massive, massive sell wall. And the thing is, people are like, well, MicroStrategy is going to buy, $3 to $6 billion worth of Bitcoin. That'll help. That will not help. That won't help against the sell wall, because MicroStrategy buys their Bitcoin OTC, right, over the counter, which means they buy their Bitcoin from like miners and whales and stuff like that. OTC is basically people who want to be liquid with their Bitcoin. They want to be able to sell it immediately as fast as possible. So if Bitcoin is $96,000, they sell it OTC like $76,000 a coin, right? That's why companies will buy OTC like BlackRock and MicroStrategy and stuff, because it doesn't affect the price of the asset. If they were to put $3 to $6 billion in just like that, it would drive the price up, which would cost them more money to buy them, right? They'd get less Bitcoin. But if they buy it lower than spot value on OTC, then it doesn't affect the price of Bitcoin, which allows them to accumulate it all at that lower price target, right? So MicroStrategy, yes, they're buying $3 to $6 billion worth, but it's OTC. It's not going to affect the sell wall on Bitcoin at all, right? I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that to your liking. If you have questions, put them in the chat. I will get to the chat in the second half of the stream, guys, as always. Let's get over to the Bitcoin or the crypto bubbles. Onyx Coin's having itself a fantastic morning, guys. It was up 17% earlier, having a little bit of a correction here, a little bit down from there, 5% down. 33 spots up to 594th, guys. I have been telling you guys that XCN was going to have its breakout. I'll come back to the bubbles in a second, but I want to show you Onyx Coin's chart. As you can see, we have liftoff here. This is what Wes and I have been talking about for a couple of weeks now. We've had many tests of this resistance level, right? So we finally, out of this falling wedge pattern, or this descending channel, we broke out, we hit resistance, we broke past resistance, we retested it as support, and now, boom, we are breaking to the upside just as I had predicted. So yeah, it looks good, guys, but it's not even close to done. We need a good close on Bitcoin. Maybe we can see Onyx Coin continue its melt up phase, but it's just good to see that Onyx Coin has started its melt up phase, right? That's fantastic. Swift is right behind it. Swift should be there soon. I'll pull up Swift right now because I know you guys are probably going to ask anyway. So as you can see, Swift is still sitting at resistance. It was testing it last night, but Swift is just Swift is a little bit behind Onyx Coin. It's going to have its breakout here eventually, right? We will get the break to the upside. Then it's going to have to retest this level before taking off, right? So Swift is not far behind, guys. I know there's a lot of people saying Swift needs a break. It's coming. It is coming. Just got to be patient, right? All right, let's go back over to the bubbles, see what's going on. All right, so yeah, a little bit of a correction, guys, across the board. Look at the volume on JASMY, though, 547.62 million in volume. Now, guys, I guess some people are confused by volume, and they're like, well, why is the volume so high, but the price is going up? Volume is the amount of volume, the amount of volume flowing through the project, whether it's buy orders or sell orders, right? It's not just positive, it's negative as well. But the reason that it's bullish is because to see interest, you're seeing interest and activity in the project, right? If it was down at like, lower levels, like 40 million or something, that means no one's buying it, no one's selling it, no one gives a crap about it one way or another. That's not a good thing, right? So I hope that makes sense. Across the broader market, we got some pump action, though. Look at Sandbox is having itself a good time. 57 cents on Sandbox. I think Sandbox maybe started its melt-up phase. LCX as well. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Corium having itself a nice little pump again today. SEI Network. Very nice. Guys, we got into SEI Network at 2 cents. 2 cents. And I'm still holding it. We look at gems and stuff like that on the member side and on the Patreon. So we got into that one really early. Same thing with KASPA. We got into KASPA below a penny. So you should definitely join the Patreon anyway. But yeah, otherwise it's a good DCA opportunity across the board, guys. Some of these projects have been running like crazy. Like look at Cardano, got to $1.09. Fantastic. XRP's correcting back down to $1.38 now. Got as high as $1.61, I think, the other day, right? So yeah. Also, guys, I took profits on one of my projects in my portfolio, and I split those profits in half, and I divided them between two really, really solid plays that I'm very excited about, guys. If you want to know what they are, what I took profits from, and what I put them into, get over to the Patreon as well, because you don't want to miss out on that. The link is in the chat. All right, let's get into some of the news, guys. I will get into the chat the second half of the stream. I'm not ignoring you. I will get to your questions, comments, and concerns. Stevas Crypto says, JASMY is about to melt faces. Patience is key. So he figures a breakout of this cup and handle on JASMY is going to bring us up to that 62 cent level, guys. That's more of a longer term goal. Like I know that it shows like a straight shot up to 62 cents, but that's not what he's implying, right? He's implying that that's where it's going to end up. He doesn't mean that there won't be corrections along the way working its way up to 62 cents. It's just that he thinks that, in the medium term, that's where it's probably going to go. Just to be clear on that, guys. I know some people will expect a straight shot up to 62 cents in like one God candle. That's not what he's implying. So just so that you guys know. What else do we got? Also, guys, I want to say real quick, welcome aboard. Welcome to the family for all the new subscribers, guys. The subscriber count has been blowing up like crazy lately. So I just wanted to take a moment and say welcome to everyone who's new to the channel. It's fantastic to have you here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Feel free to let yourself be known in the chat. I always get to everyone's comments. So, join the community, join the conversation. All right, just in, $560 million in leveraged crypto positions were liquidated in the past 4 hours as Bitcoin pulls back slightly from 99K. So basically, that's one of the reasons that we had this pullback down to 95K on Bitcoin is because a lot of long positions got liquidated, which might be a good thing, guys. It might be a good thing because a lot of times what we see when it gets close to weekly and monthly closes is we'll see like a bunch of longs get liquidated, and then we'll see the market movers, then they'll go after the shorts, right? And then they liquidate a bunch of shorts. So we could, the second half of this day, see a bunch of shorts get liquidated as well, right? They always go after the money. You know that, right? So we see the longs get liquidated. We might see the shorts get liquidated. So we could end up having a nice little pump later this afternoon. it's definitely possible. So, all right, what else do we got? While you were scared, whales bought another $107 million worth of Bitcoin. So far today, that's how much Bitcoin has been purchased by whales. Another $107 million worth, guys. They are DCAing like nobody's business. Adam Back says, if the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve becomes a reality, get ready for 7-figure Bitcoin. Oh, brother, I am ready. I am definitely ready. Michael Vandepop's got a little bit to say here about altcoins. He says, altcoins are in a bull cycle, but how to handle flash crashes. He says, today has shown that altcoins are super volatile. They're able to drop by 10% when BTC sneezes. Yeah, no kidding, eh? There are certain strategies that can follow these that can follow through those times. Let's discuss the crashes on altcoins. The markets are trending upwards. However, the sentiment can change in a blink of an eye. Some bigger altcoins have been running upwards by more than 200% in a single week, erasing the bear markets of the past 3 years in a single week. Don't get me wrong. We're in the same stage as 2020, through which the sentiment is still only bearish, and therefore the potential expectations for peak bull market valuations for those altcoins are also ridiculously low. So what he's saying is people are definitely underestimating how high the prices are going to be able to go on a lot of these altcoins. So he says, I don't expect Bitcoin to peak at 150K. I'd rather expect Bitcoin to peak at 500K. And I tend to believe that we will have a longer cycle due to the insane amount of liquidity being added to the markets. The trend switch on macroeconomics is yet to happen. Now back to the altcoins. They are super illiquid, and when the sentiment is positive, people tend to over-leverage themselves on liquid assets to make more money. Simple. This means that once the markets are rotating, the long positions are getting liquidated, stopped out. However, the liquidity that comes back into the order books through those forced sells is way larger than the markets can absorb, especially in the event where Bitcoin makes its standard 5 to 10% correction on the day to take the liquidity on the long side, which is what's happened so far. This is likely going to cause a chain reaction across markets with deep wicks of corrections of 20 to 40% on the markets for altcoins, which we have seen. We've seen a lot of altcoins come down and then wick their way all the way back up. So he's exactly right here. He said, that's where they come from, and that's what I mean by flash crash, right? What are the strategies for those periods? The best thing is to be patient and accumulate your altcoin positions now. In this accumulation period, it is the easiest period to be building those positions, as the markets haven't gone vertical yet. If that happens, then you don't need to be doing much during those flash crashes. It's the rest of the market to avoid any emotional behavior and just sit through it. So basically, just chill, man. Just touch grass, sit on your hands, right? If you don't have any positions or you want to add to your positions, those flash crashes are almost optimal entry points you could wish for. On social media, people are likely going to be stating that markets are going to go way deeper, and that's when you need to avoid. That's what you need to avoid. Just step into the markets, buy after those massive corrections. That's what takes place. So basically saying when you see those little wicks down and stuff, just make sure that you buy it up, right? Buy the dips. Obviously not financial advice. You do you, boo-boo, but you know, that's how it is. Zach's in the house. What's up, man? Jeez, it's been a while. Hey, brother, give us your opinion on XLM and price prediction. I'm sitting on a good bag, and if it hasn't got my price points locked in, much love. Hey, no worries, brother. Listen, I love XLM. I think, XLM is doing absolutely fantastic. It's up over 464% on the month, man. Honestly, I do think that XLM is going to definitely smash through $1. I said yesterday in the live stream, I think that XLM could easily make its way up to around between $1.15 and $1.25, but I think it potentially could go even higher than that because the all-time high is like 87 cents, right? It's going to absolutely destroy that. And the reason I say that is because the price of XLM is directly correlated to the price of XRP, right? It has always been that way for whatever reason. They're similar projects. The founder of XLM used to be one of the founders of XRP. Whatever the reason might be, right? The prices are directly correlated in terms of chart action, right? And I think that XRP is going to do absolutely phenomenal. And as a result of that, XLM is going to benefit from that as well. So I would look for XLM to hit any, potentially even $1.50. I could see it happening, man. So absolutely, XLM is a fantastic hold right now. And congratulations on a 463% price jump in this month, brother. Congratulations, brother. Much love, man. Much love. All right. So yes, so that's what he's saying here, guys. Just buy the dips, and if you don't have powder to buy the dips, just sit on your hands and just chill, just wait it out, right? It's all good. And here's the thing, guys. Most of you guys shouldn't be surprised about this dip anyway, because I've been telling you that it's coming for like 4 days now, right? I've been telling you guys every day for like 4 days that Bitcoin could very possibly pull back down between 93 and 94K before retesting 100 again, right? So this isn't a surprise, right, guys? RFK Jr. says Bitcoin is the currency of freedom.
I knew a little bit about Bitcoin, and I actually got introduced to it after the Ottawa trucker strike, when the government of Ottawa shut down everybody's bank account who was participating in a peaceful public protest. And I realized that transactional freedom was as important as freedom of speech, because if the government can starve you to death and get you thrown out of your home and make it so you can't buy gasoline without ever charging you with a crime, without ever convicting you of a crime, just because you complained about a government policy, then freedom of speech is meaningless. Bitcoin clearly was an answer to that, and that's what brought me to that Miami conference. I left that conference utterly enthusiastic about the capacity of Bitcoin to solve a whole host of other problems, cybersecurity problems. It is the currency of freedom. It gives transparency to government. It democratizes our government. It's a hedge against inflation. It's an off-road to these terrible $34 trillion deficit that it can save us from. And it stops government from just printing money, which is the only way to really end war.
I agree, guys. And here's the thing. I'm up in Canada, so I can tell you right now that trucker convoy, when our government did what they did, they literally froze all the truckers' bank accounts and took all of their money and stuff like that because they were simply protesting. You know what they were doing? They were sitting in their trucks outside of Parliament. That's it. They were sitting in their trucks. They weren't rioting. Nothing was getting broken. It was none of that stuff. There was just mass semi trucks out there in Ottawa, and because that was their peaceful protest, and the government seized all their bank accounts, and no government official has ever been held legally accountable for what they did, right? That's against the law. They did that. That is why Bitcoin and crypto are important. That's why they don't like it, because they can't do that to you. In crypto, they can't seize your wallet, right? They can't freeze your crypto. So 100%, guys, 100%. I agree with them there. I think it's great that he actually brought that up. What do we got? Sailor hits MicroStrategy MicroStrategy stacking billions in Bitcoin this week. So yes, like I said, probably $3 to $6 billion worth of Bitcoin is going to be purchased by MicroStrategy this upcoming week, OTC, guys. So it's going to be absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. This guy continues to stack up, and I will continue to stack up as well. I had to show you this because it's hilarious. If you're new to crypto, there's something called an inverse Kramer effect, okay? And what that means is that Jim Cramer, basically everything he says the opposite happens, right? He's been wrong on almost every call he's made, right? So a little bit of a joke here. He says, hey, Ripple, send me 1 billion XRP or I'll tweet that it has a bright future and it's here to stay. So what he's implying is that the opposite will happen and Ripple will go under, right? Oh, man. It's funny because just the other day when Bitcoin was at 99,800, Jim Cramer tweeted out that Bitcoin was a buy and then it crashed down to 97K the next morning, right? That's what I'm talking about. It's absolutely hilarious, this guy. How he can be so wrong. It's all, I almost think that he's like trolling us, like that he does it on, he's wrong on purpose, right? All right, so what do we got here? Tony Edwards from Thinking Crypto. Why stablecoins are the future of global payments?
It's the killer use case for utility in crypto. So I think that trend, I think that category will continue to build and get stronger and stronger.
To your point, it seems like stablecoins are the killer app as of right now for blockchain because people want US-backed stablecoins. It's a world reserve currency, and it seems like in Latin America, South America, wherever, they do want that.
They do. You know, it's really about solving customer needs. So, you know, if you think about the ability to have cross-border payments, you know, compared to trying to send money overseas, right? It's complicated, it's expensive, it's only during the weekdays. And so if you think about, you know, peer-to-peer payments or being able to settle with people in other countries, it's 24/7. It's really cost effective. It's what, 2 cents versus $12. And it's super easy to use and, you know, it's frictionless. So it's an easy way for you to settle. So I think it really will prove out to be a really great use case in crypto.
Stablecoins are the future, guys. I mean, I think stablecoins over CBDCs any day of the week, right? I mean, think about this. Think about this. And I know a lot of you guys already get this, but think about this, right? If I was to e-trans, you know, Zach, I know you're in Australia, right? You're over on the other side of the world. If I was to e-transfer you $100 right now through Swift, through the banking system, right? It would probably take a week or two to get to you, maybe longer, right? But if I was to just send you some USDT right now, you'd get it in under 2 minutes, right? With no middleman fee or anything like that. Guys, that's crazy. How do people not see? There's people who don't seem to understand at this point, right? How big that is. We have an archaic financial system. Archaic, right? And the solution is here, baby. The solution is here. Let's go. All right, let's get into one of these articles here, guys. Economists predict Fed will tread lightly with rate cuts in 2025. A Bloomberg survey of 83 economists from November 15th to 20th shows the expectation for inflation and economic growth in 2025 have been revised higher, forcing the Fed to hold back from aggressive rate adjustments. The core personnel consumption expenditure, or PCE price index, the Fed's favored measure for tracking inflation, is now projected to rise by 2.3% on average in 2025, up slightly from last month's estimate of 2.2%. Economists also expect inflation pressures to retain steady into the first quarter of 2025, driven by strong consumer spending and policy changes from the new administration. Well, I will say this, though, guys. I mean, we do have Christmas coming up. So, of course, consumer spending is going to be at an all-time high or like a yearly high anyways, right? So, I mean, is that really not a skewed metric? For me, it is. We've adjusted inflation forecasts modestly due to the anticipated tariff increases, said Kathy Butch-Jenkic, chief economist at Nationwide Mutual Insurance. Tariffs proposed policies, including steep tariffs and tax cuts, have amplified concerns over inflation. Economists are already preparing for a 30% increase in tariffs on Chinese imports, with the president-elect also considering a 20% tariff on all imports. These measures are expected to push up prices for consumers and businesses. In addition, the tariffs' mass deportation policies and tax reforms aimed at boosting demand could further stoke inflation. Bloomberg's survey found that businesses are rushing to stock up on goods before the tariffs take effect, with higher import projected through early 2025. Projections for the economic growth have also changed. Gross domestic products, GDP, is now expected to grow by 2% in 2025, up from earlier predictions of 1.8%. The improved outlook stems from the anticipated increase in corporate spending and investments, particularly in sectors that delayed expansion due to the political uncertainty in 2024. Companies now have more clarity and are more likely to start spending again, said James Knightley, chief international economist at ING. The Federal Reserve, though, appears cautious, while a December rate cut is still widely expected. Fed officials have signaled they may pause cuts in January, keeping rates within a 3.25 to 3.5 range for most of 2025. Investors have adjusted to this stance, with future markets slashing expectations for substantial rate reductions next year. The U.S. labor market remains a cornerstone of the Fed's measured approach. Payroll growth, while slowing, is expected to average 126,000 jobs per month in 2025, compared to 172,000 this year. Unemployment rates remain low. The steady job creation has given the central bank a breathing room to hold off on aggressive monetary easing. Inflation, however, continues to complicate matters. October's PCE reading, a key indicator for the Fed, shows a 0.3% increase in core prices month over month. With a year-over-year rise of 2.8%, Chair Jay Powell recently called inflation trends bumpy, cautioning against overestimating progress. Deutsche Bank economists also revised their forecast, predicting PCE inflation to hover at or above 2.5% throughout 2025 due to the tariff pressures. Investors have responded to these realities by scaling back expectations for rate cuts. Future market data indicates just a 10% chance of rates falling by a full percentage point by mid-2025. A steep drop from 50% probability reported 4 weeks ago. A likelihood of a quarter point cut in December still stands at 60%, but broader optimism about deeper cuts has faded. Inflationary concerns are not limited to the U.S. The European Central Bank is also grappling with similar issues. Inflation in the Eurozone jumped to 2.4% in October, up from 1.8% the previous month, rising expectations for rate cuts in December. Core inflation is projected to rise 2.8% year over year. Despite these pressures, weak economic activity across the bloc has increased the probability of a larger 0.5 percentage point rate reduction. Dean Turner, an economist at UBS, emphasized that weak growth will likely force the ECB to focus more on the economic support than inflation control. Analysts at Danske Bank echoed this sentiment, predicting that moderating monthly inflation could pave the way for further cuts in 2025. Back in the U.S., the combination of sticky inflation, resilient job growth, and political transition has created a complex backdrop for the Fed. Trump's policy proposals, particularly tariffs and tax changes, remain the wild cards in economic forecasts. I do agree, guys. I think we'll probably see a 25 basis point cut in December. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see a pause for 3 or 4 months after that. And then, maybe a total of 50 basis points next year. So like 2 25 basis point cuts throughout 2025. I could see that being the case. Absolutely. So absolutely. All right. What else do we got? Let's get into another video. Bitcoin is a chance to be part of something that will have more of a lasting impact on the world than anything else you could possibly be involved in.
Doing it with the ethos in mind is imperative. So we talked a lot about this as it pertains to the mining companies, but whether you're a pleb and you stack Bitcoin, or you're trying to do a startup, you're working on something on layer 2 or layer 3, I would just strongly encourage you to wake up every day and look at what you're doing and say, am I approaching this from the greater good? Because what I can tell you is that as an old guy that's been through a whole lot, that if your motivation for whatever you're doing is strictly monetary, it's hollow. And you have a unique opportunity to be part of something that gives true purpose in life. And as you get older, you're going to find that beats the shit out of what kind of car you drive or what house you live in or how much money you have. So make sure that what you do fulfills that. Because when you start getting old and you start reflecting on your life, your family and the people you love, plus your purpose in life, that's all that matters. So, and Bitcoin is a chance to be part of something that will have more of a lasting impact on the world than anything else you could possibly be involved in.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Let's go check in on the price action of XCN, guys. Boom. It's running again. It's making another run. It's back up 17%. It just jumped up 5% while we've been streaming, guys. Making another run. Let's go. We need to get up to this golden pocket, guys. So that's what we're watching. It's the crypto future live stream effect, baby. Pump in action. Let's freaking go. All right, what else do we got out there? So this is something that we started to see, guys, in the last bull run that you need to pay attention to. NFL player Demario Davis, I'm not a football guy, I'm a hockey guy, but of the New Orleans Saints, said, I believe fiat currency is inherently unfair and corrupt. Count me in for Bitcoin only. Now, what we started to see in the last bull run in 2021, we started to see some NFL players starting to ask to get paid half their salary in Bitcoin instead of fiat, right? We're starting to see signs of the bull run really starting to gain its momentum. We're starting to see these athletes wanting to get paid in Bitcoin again. We're starting to see the media outlets starting to tell people that they need to buy Bitcoin and crypto, right? So these are all very bullish metrics, guys. Very, very bullish metrics indeed. Also, more big news, guys. Check this out. Tether has minted a total of over $15 billion in November. That means that over $15 billion has been brought into crypto, new money coming into crypto from Tether stablecoin, right? Very, very bullish, guys. Very bullish indeed. All right, what do we got? Donald Trump Jr. says Doge is planning to ditch the 7,000 plus page U.S. tax code and replace it with a flat tax. Also, no capital gains tax on crypto made in the USA. Let's freaking go, baby. Going back over to Tether. Cantor Fitzgerald has agreed to acquire 5% stake in Tether up to $600 million, according to the Wall Street Journal. Very, very nice, guys. And then this is something we talk about a lot over on the Patreon, guys. We talk about the supply shock that's coming for Bitcoin, okay? Now, the goal over on the Patreon, which is another reason you got to get over there, is we're trying to help everyone there in the Patreon community become whole coiners. Everyone's going to own one full Bitcoin. And then in the bear market, we're going to build a phenomenal portfolio from scratch together, all of us guys. So get over there and be a part of it. You're missing out. Look at this. Bitcoin exchange reserves have hit a new all-time low, guys. Price go up, supply go down. It's just simple math, right? All right, what else do we got? Guys, just so you know, I see some altcoin requests in the chat. Guys, there's a little tab at the top of the chat. It says goal. And if you want me to pull up your altcoins and do TA on those, I will do it. You just got to participate in that. So go check out that tab at the top of the chat and put in your altcoin request. Bitcoin and Ethereum drive 158 million in NFT sales. This is another metric that I was talking about, guys, is that we're seeing NFTs are starting to gain momentum again. Now, NFTs, if you were here for the last bull run, were massive, and they're starting to quietly gain traction again, right? So NFT sales totaled 158 million in the past 7 days. That is down 12.7% from the previous week of sales that reached 181 million. These sales are dominated by Ethereum, followed by Bitcoin. According to Crypto Slam on November 24th, the sale of non-fungible tokens is going strong. However, it is slightly down as compared to the pump in previous weeks. Even so, this week's sales are still vastly higher than they were earlier in November. Between November 4th and November 10th, sales were only at 93 million. This means the sales count was up by 69% from the start of the month. NFT sales volume is still dominated by Ethereum. The state shows that it generated 49 million last week, which is down 25.9% from prior weeks. On the other hand, the sales for Bitcoin came in behind at the second rank, 43 million, down to 29%. Weekly sales volume remained in third place for Solana with 23.9 million, a 9% drop compared to last week. In addition, 35.8 million in sales were recorded by other blockchains like Polygon, Mythos Chain, Immutable, and BNB Chain. Solana outperformed every other blockchain in terms of buyers last week. There were over 185,000 NFT buyers on Solana. This is up 58% from 117,000 NFT buyers the week prior. The average transaction value across the blockchains was down slightly from 133.08 in the prior week to 126.17 last week. NFT sold 356 million in October, up from 18% from September. Despite the fluctuations, the current weekly numbers show that interest in NFTs is still there. Solana also shows growing buyer activity, while Ethereum remains the top seller. That's on the heels of October's big rebound that halted a 7-month decline in NFT sales. So NFTs starting to make a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. We've been here for years. All right, what do we got? Texas, guys, wants to have their own Bitcoin strategic reserve. Check it out.
Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the United States Senate. I myself am a Bitcoin investor. Not only that, I'm a Bitcoin miner. I own 3 miners that are hashing right now. They're out in West Texas, and it is an incredible thing. Look, the single biggest threat to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency generally is the federal government, and in particular the federal government, radical leftists in government that hate Bitcoin and hate cryptocurrency. Elizabeth Warren hates Bitcoin, and a point I make frequently is that Elizabeth Warren hates Bitcoin for the same reason that communist China hates Bitcoin, because they cannot control it, because it is decentralized. That is the reason I love it. I want it out of government control. I don't want federal bureaucrats having control over it. And I think you're seeing people responding to what's going to be a favorable regulatory environment. I want Texas to be the oasis for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency generally. And we are seeing miners and innovators from all over the world coming to Texas to invest and create new jobs when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto.
Well, I would think it's a lot better than having the Federal Reserve. You know, they talk about these central bank digital currencies.
Yes.
So this is like Hayekian currency competition, which I think is probably going to be a great thing.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's huge, guys. That's huge. Moving over to what do you got here? Check this out. These Bitcoin ETFs, more supply is disappearing, guys. Bitcoin spot ETFs bought around 34,860 BTC this week. While only 3,150 were minted. Do the math on that, guys. I get the odd person whenever I say, listen, you're going to have, in the next bull run, you're probably going to have a hard time finding Bitcoin available to buy. And people snicker at that. The supply on exchanges is going down dramatically. I just showed you a minute ago that the supply on exchanges is at an all-time low, right? The OTC desk had over 400,000 Bitcoin available in January of this year. Now they're down to about 100,000, right? That's it. In 10 months, 100,000. They burned through 300,000 in 10 months. There's only about 100,000 left OTC. And on top of that, we're seeing right here, 34,860 were bought this week, while only 3,150 were mined. Do you not, simple grade school math can tell you what's happening here, right? Very simply put, guys, very simply put. That is why we're accumulating like crazy. And to piggyback off of that, parliament members in Germany say, if the U.S. buys Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, all the European countries will get FOMO, guys. Game theory is playing out. That's exactly what I'm saying. Let's switch gears, guys, and talk about KASPA. Analyst spots key technical formation in KASPA's price action. This one's for you, Beebs. The KASPA price is experiencing a correction today, dropping around 8.5% and currently trading below 15 cents. However, KASPA holders shouldn't be too concerned, as most altcoins are facing similar downward pressure. For comparison, Doge has declined by 11.5% in the last 24 hours. Popular crypto analyst Mardo shared an intriguing KASPA chart with his 30,000 followers on X. The weekly time frame chart reveals an interesting rally-based rally pattern that's caught the attention of many traders. The first rally saw KASPA surge from around half a cent to the 15 to 17 cent range, followed by a healthy period of consolidation. During the base phase, KASPA has been moving sideways between 10 cents and 17 cents, establishing a solid support zone around the 10-cent level. The price has tested this support multiple times, showing its strength as a floor. The key resistance sits at 17 to 18 cents, and a breakthrough above this level could open the path towards 30 cents. The RSI indicators currently reads around 54.66, suggesting neutral, a mildly bullish momentum, too mildly bullish momentum, sorry. This means that the asset isn't overheated and has room for potential upward momentum. The overall trend structure remains bullish, with the price forming a higher low during the base phase. While the chart doesn't show volume data, these long-term base formations typically involve periods of accumulation. Mardo's analysis suggests that long-term perspective rather than a short-term trade, with projections indicating potential 60 to 80% upside if the pattern plays out as expected. This aligns with the technical structure visible on the weekly chart, where a breakout above the resistance could trigger a second leg to the rally-based rally pattern. So, guys, a break up to the 30-cent level on KASPA is imminent, and I think that's about right. KASPA needs to start its melt-up phase along with everything else very, very soon. There are a couple of laggards that I personally am watching. KASPA, Swift, for example. We're seeing that Onyx Coin is just starting to do its thing now. It's up 17% on the day so far. And Miri is another one. These projects are going to start their melt-up phases really, really soon. So keep an eye out on that. Now, listen, guys, there's other channels that are saying it's altcoin season. It's not altcoin season yet, guys, okay? But it is coming. If you have a look, we need to see Bitcoin dominance collapse. And I'm going to go to the Bitcoin dominance chart in a moment to show you guys. But this is what happens. This is the dramatic drop, as you can see, in the Bitcoin dominance. And that's why all that dominance, see it crashing? All that dominance is going into altcoins, okay? So right now we're going up again. We're waiting for that break to the downside right here on the Bitcoin dominance, but it's still going to be about 8 more weeks, guys. In my opinion, it's going to be about 8 more weeks before we get to altcoin season to even start. Now let's go over and have a look actually at Bitcoin dominance, right? See, we're having a little bit of red right now in Bitcoin dominance, which is fine. A couple days of red, but look what happened here. This is probably going to happen again. We're going to have this dip. We're going to have this recovery again, right? Bitcoin dominance is going to come back up again. It's at 59.25 so far, but yeah, it's gonna work its way back up again. It's Bitcoin. It's going to be Bitcoin's show probably for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, till the end of the year, about 2 weeks into January, something like that. That is where I think that the dominance is going to start to collapse. And when I say collapse, guys, I mean Bitcoin dominance needs to drop down. No, that's the wrong tool. Down to, I showed you guys this yesterday, but I'm going to show you again. It needs to crash below this level. Okay, it needs to collapse below this for altcoin season to be starting. Some people are saying it's altcoin season because we're seeing a melt-up phase on a lot of the altcoins. It's not altcoin season, guys. It's just a melt-up phase where a lot of the altcoins are trying to start to catch up to Bitcoin's recent price action because Bitcoin is paused out right now and it's fighting resistance at that 98K level, right? 98, 99K level. It's working its way through a sell wall there. And in the meantime, altcoins are going to start to melt up. We're seeing it across the board. Solana just reached its new all-time high. XRP's positioned itself. I think it got to like $1.95 or something in the last bull run, and it's made its way up to $1.61 or something like that so far. XLM's working its way. It made it to like 60 cents or something yesterday. So we're seeing a melt up on a lot of these altcoins right now, guys. And all they're doing is they're preparing to get back to or close to their last cycle's all-time highs in preparation for a parabolic run in altcoin season, right? So it's not altcoin season yet, just so that people understand that, right? We're a ways away from that yet. We need to crash. Dominance needs to come down below this level. So that's what we need to keep an eye on. Sorry for the long-winded explanation, but you need to know this stuff, right? You need to know this stuff. There's a lot of content creators out there right now misleading you. Because if you think it's altcoin season right now, you're going to sell too early, right? And you don't want that. So listen, guys, I want to say this to you. If you are new to crypto, okay, and you've never been through an altcoin season before, you have to get over to the Patreon. Because listen, it can be confusing. Right now, people think it's altcoin season and it's not. That's going to cause people to either sell way too soon, or when altcoin season actually hits, they're going to not realize it, that they're topping, and then they'll sell too late. You don't want to sell too early. You don't want to sell too late. Get over to the Patreon, guys, and we will put an exit strategy together for you. Join our group Zoom calls that we have every single day. You can schedule one-on-ones with me. Let's get you an exit strategy, guys. Get it in place. Rect Capital says at the moment it's just a 3.5% dip, even though technically price could healthily go back down to retest lower ranges. That's why I said, guys, we could see Bitcoin retest 93 to 94K, to be honest with you. This might not be the lowest it will go, but again, the weekly close later today is going to be a key factor in that. Rect Capital also shared this BTC bull market progress. So here we are, guys. We're at the very, very beginning phase of this. Again, we've got about 12 more months of bullishness, guys. So pace yourselves, right? Pace yourselves. All right, we got another video to get through here. Cointelegraph, asset manager, New Market Capital CEO explains how Bitcoin-backed loans can help reduce risk for lenders.
crypto conversation. Price of Bitcoin this morning, it got very close to 100,000. Join us now, Andrew Hones, Newmarket Capital founder and CEO. And today, Newmarket is announcing Battery Finance. It's a Bitcoin-focused asset management platform that combines cryptocurrency and other assets. I won't say real assets because that sounds funny, doesn't it? It's like, something other than Bitcoin, like a real asset. I'm not
tangible. How about
tangible. Let's call it tangible. And the first, you've got to explain this to us. The first time you're combining Bitcoin to actually make maybe loans, which, why don't you explain it? Because it takes some of the problem that you normally have with lending, which is inflation, I guess, and it could actually lessen the risk and volatility for fiduciaries running pension plans.
Yeah.
Hard to believe Bitcoin could be a solution to pension fund management.
That's what we're thinking. Well, good morning, Joe,
Morning.
Becky, Andrew. I'm so pleased to be here. And I'm really excited to announce today on Squawk Box this loan that we've just completed. We combined a seasoned multifamily asset in Philadelphia, about 50 meters away from the First Bank of the United States, the one that Alexander Hamilton started. We combined that asset with around 20 Bitcoin. And we provided a loan to refinance the existing mortgage on the property, to provide the asset sponsor some funding for capital improvements, and with the remainder to buy the 20 Bitcoin.
Okay, we got to go backwards.
Go ahead.
You got to go backwards. We're just going to slow the whole thing down so everybody understands what happened. Okay, so there's a property.
Yep.
Physical property.
Multifamily.
Right? It's a
Multifamily. 63 units.
It's a multifamily property. The sponsor, effectively the owner of that property,
Yep.
needs a loan.
That's right.
Okay, they come to you.
That's right.
Okay, you say, we'll provide you the loan in the form of
A loan.
a classic loan.
That's right.
Okay, so you're going to give them cash.
That's right. Term financing.
Term financing. And how long's the loan? Just
10 years.
10-year loan. Okay.
That's right.
At above market rate or below, or what's
No, market rate interest rate.
I'm just trying to slow the whole thing. Okay, now let's introduce the Bitcoin piece into it.
That's right.
So no, explain how the Bitcoin piece
And
then
why.
relates. So the loan has been provided.
The use of proceeds is to pay off the existing financing. So
The use of the proceeds
of the loan
of the loan.
is to retire the existing mortgage.
Right. So there's an old mortgage.
Gone.
They're going to pay the old mortgage
That's
off.
been paid off.
Okay.
Now they have a little bit extra money to make some improvements in the property.
Right. So a
And-
little bit extra cash. So the amount of money you've lent pays off the old loan.
That's right.
It's also you have a little bit of extra to fix
Improve
stuff
the
up.
property, fix
Okay.
stuff up.
Yep.
And then with the remainder, which is a little bit
So you
more,
have even a little extra, an
That's
extra
right.
turn.
and that instead of cash out,
Uh-huh.
Bitcoin in. And we use it to purchase some Bitcoin and add it to the collateral package of the loan. So now our loan is supported by both the traditional asset, the 63 unit apartment building,
Right.
and the Bitcoin.
Okay.
So the loan, it was maybe $2 million more, so that's how you get the
Exactly.
Bitcoin out?
Exactly right. So it's
On the assumption that the Bitcoin's going to rise faster, and that will become an asset. That's,
over the life of the loan for
Yeah.
sure. So we think on the downside, this provides us with much better protection compared to a traditional lender, because a traditional lender, if something goes wrong, they have to recover against that particular building, which is idiosyncratic risk. Something might happen with the maintenance or
But
what
that
have
also requires conviction on your end that Bitcoin is not a volatile asset
Over
and-
time.
over time,
you over time.
and that is either going to go up or at least stay where it is.
Well, that's by fusing the Bitcoin with credit and by fusing it with traditionally financeable assets, it gives us the luxury of expressing that medium-term view on Bitcoin. And that's what's key. It's volatile in the short run. You know, I mean, minute by minute today, who knows? It could cross 100,000. That would be exciting.
how long's the loan?
10 years.
10 years. So
And the minimum hold period for the Bitcoin is 4 years. So what we say to the borrower is we say, look, you can repay the loan at any time for any reason with no penalty, which is a really valuable feature compared to a traditional loan.
Yeah, that's like a home mortgage. That,
Like a home mortgage almost. That's very unusual for commercial financing. But what we do say is that to the extent that the loan is repaid at year 4 or earlier, the minimum will release the property. But the minimum length of time that the Bitcoin has to stay in escrow is 4 years.
Andrew, go on to, because I don't know how it's done, but I'm fascinated about, there is a problem for state and municipalities in terms of the asset liability mix. Somehow you think that using Bitcoin, that you can lower that risk and increase returns and narrow the gap? How does that work for pensions?
Well, if you think about it, Joe, the average exposure to fixed income at U.S. pensions is around 25 to 30%.
Okay.
And many of them have an asset liability funding mismatch of around 25% as well. They're a big shortfall. That's going to be a big burden on taxpayers and a real problem.
We've talked about this so much and how to solve it.
Now, what they've been doing in credit is reaching for risk, going for super high yields, leverage, niche strategies. And I think that it's time to pivot away from those toward high quality credit, where the return per unit of risk is extremely attractive, but the returns are not as high. How do you compensate for that? You fuse the credit with Bitcoin, and you utilize the credit to express a medium to long-term duration. Because yes, if you have the Bitcoin for 1 day, 1 week, it's extremely volatile. But for 4 years, 4-year hold period, the worst ever return has been just over 23%. The 5th percentile, 30%. The 50th percentile, 91%. So if you take a small amount of Bitcoin and you add it to a large amount of high quality credit in novel lending solutions, novel structured credit pairings, what you can accomplish from an asset allocation and an overall portfolio strategy perspective is incredible.
Not to mention the fact that they're locking the Bitcoin up for 4 years, which means that that's a cycle, right? Which means that at some point they're going to make more money because the value of the Bitcoin is going to increase. They're not stupid, right? They're not stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. All right, what else do we got, guys? We got another article to get through here. Bitcoin price, MicroStrategy to buy more Bitcoin as 100K nears. Is 150K next? As BTC price continues to make history, MicroStrategy has been at it again, dropping hints at another Bitcoin purchase pledge. The company said it had successfully made a $3 billion offering of convertible senior notes, the main aim of which is to buy more Bitcoin. This is yet another move by the firm, which is on a BTC acquisition spree. So am I, guys. I'm on a spree too, man. We're spreeing. This now makes it the largest institutional Bitcoin holder, with current holdings at over 158,000 BTC. The offer of $3 billion also includes $400 million aggregated principal in connection with the optional purchase undertaking from the initial purchasers. Such a bond, due in 2029, has a conversion rate of 55% above the current note price. This indicates that investors have great confidence in MicroStrategy's business model and the emergent cryptocurrency market. The action follows a spurt in Bitcoin price and suggests that MicroStrategy is confident of Bitcoin's future. Some analysts are concerned about the timing due to fluctuations. However, historically, MicroStrategy's sound approach has made up a large part of institutional uptake together with market sentiment. Furthermore, Michael Saylor's recent post may be a further indication of Saylor's intention to buy more Bitcoin. The moment that MicroStrategy chose to release that information couldn't have been any better timed. BTC's price was slightly below $100,000 at around $97,427 when the announcement was made. The trading volume of Bitcoin within the last 24 hours has hit 104 billion, intensifying investors' activities as it nears the critical marker of $100,000. Such a cross above the $100,000 level is a mental level that could pave the way for the next target of $150,000 that analysts are expecting. Bitcoin's rally today can be attributed to increased awareness of institutional investors, as seen with Michael Saylor, who is set to allocate $3 billion for Bitcoin. This institutional adoption is an influential factor in the price movement of Bitcoin's MicroStrategy is not only made a bet on the future, but Bitcoin's value, but also addresses the rest of the financial world with this message. Various technical metrics show that BTC's price is far from peaking. In the 4-hour chart, deeper analysis shows that the cryptocurrency is far above key moving averages. The 50-day SMA is established at $75,056 with good resistance. The 100-day SMA and 200-day SMAs give even stronger support at $67,792 and $65,896. By constructing these moving averages, point to an upward trajectory of Bitcoin's price, they imply that the crypto king is well backed even when there are corrections in the short term. At press time, the relative strength index was at 76.77. Although it may provide for a near-term pullback, it also shows that demand is building up for higher ground in BTC's price. The market outlook looks spirited as analysts highlight around $100,000 as the next big key level. Once penetrated, the path to $150,000 could be progressively more realistic depending on the national macroeconomic stability of institutional backing. Another important variable is trading volume, which correlates with Bitcoin and increases with price rates. The volume to market cap ratio stands at 5.40, indicating strong liquidity set ideals for the continuation of an upward trend. As such, it remains firstly overwhelmingly bullish. However, we could also see initial consolidation or correction that may occur in the market. That's why I keep saying we could see $93,000 to $94,000 Bitcoin in the short term. Little bit of a correction there, guys. But let's get over to the JASMY chart and let's get into the chat. Let's see what everybody's talking about today. Just let me scroll up to the top. William, what's up, buddy? First one in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Boomer's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Shane, what's going on, man? Nice to see XCN at 202. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. As always, guys, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. It really does. We're trying to push the channel up to that 10,000K sub level, and your subscribe would definitely be much, much appreciated. It's absolutely free. It costs you nothing, and hey, we'll love you for it, right? So why not? Thomas, excited for the weekly close. Yes, me too, guys. And I did speak with Wes. He will be here live tonight at 8 p.m. Central, so make sure you guys are here for the XCN live stream tonight. Funky's in the house. What's up, man? Del Boy, hey all. Rob, can you explain that volume is not the main gainer? It includes buy and sell. So if sell is huge, it means volume up. Yep. Yeah, I already talked about that. I don't know if you caught it, but yes, you're right. So when y'all gonna take a pose with your JASMY belt? Y'all should mock up a meme. It would be epic. Just a thought. Nice. Kat, good evening, Kat. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Beebs in the house. What's up, brother? Scam. Bruno, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Evening, Rob from London. Good evening. Good evening. We are XCN Army and JASMY Coin. Yes, we are. We need a Swift now. Yeah, Swift will start its melt up phase in short order. Alberto, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. Begsy, let's go, man. Let's frickin' go. Dumb Money's in the house. Funky, blue line is HMA and green line is SMA. So as long as the sky is above the ground, things are good. Yeah. Is tomorrow the Bitcoin day 100K? No, I think we're going to struggle with 100K for a couple of weeks, man. Maybe a week or two. Cat, Funky, thank you. Sky is above ground. Yes. Who's the YouTuber, Rob? Oh, no, I'm not going to start calling him out because I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. He knows who he is. He knows he needs to stop. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But just stop saying things that you don't know what you're talking about. Bruno, I wonder if crypto... Thomas, is this the same person who said the stuff about JASMY delisting? Yes, it is. Rob, you were the OG alpha. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thomas, I don't understand why people shield projects they make videos on for 3 years and then at the same time make videos saying it's a good project. Yeah. Holmes, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Les, what's up, buddy? Morning. Thanks for the new things. Looking bullish. News things looking bullish. You have me excited. We have till August and September. Yes, we do, my friend. Yes, we do. Balaclava Man in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Crypto future is the hidden gem in the sea of crappy influencers. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Meta is booming. Sand is on fire. Yeah, Sand's doing pretty good today. A lot of projects are starting to turn around right now, actually. Miri is starting to turn green. Jasmy's green. Pith is green. XCN's up 17%. Sand's up 41%. XLN is up another 22%. Yeah, market's starting to turn green, guys. Market is starting to turn green this afternoon. Beebs, Rob, XLM went from 30 to 40. Yeah, it's what is it ranked right now? Last night it was 11th. It's still ranked number 11. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. One spot out of top 10 for XLM. Rob, I know you don't like TLC, but it's really doing well. TLC? What's TLC? Lord of the Realm, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. David, what's up, fam? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Venom's in the house. Is altcoin season February through April? For me, I mean, probably I think the beginning of February would be the latest that altcoin season would start. I'm thinking like mid-January to beginning of February is where it's going to start. So that's kind of where I have my eye on. Yeah. What else do we got? Yo, Rob, can you please give us a prediction on DGen? Yeah, you just have to we have to participate in the goal thing at the top of the chat now when it comes to doing looking at altcoins, because it just got to a point where it was out of control. People were asking me to look at like 3 or 4 altcoins in a single request and stuff. It gets crazy, man. So yeah, I would appreciate people participating in the goal, and I will do your altcoin views. Absolutely no problem. What is your opinion on Jasmy's all-time high for 2025? Tony, I literally have like 7 Jasmy price prediction videos, but I mean, I think it could go as high as $1.25 to $1.50. It could. That doesn't mean it's going to. It means it has the potential to, right? I got my mom to hold some XLM and Doge. Nice. Your mom's going to be happy with you, brother. Zach, don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Costs nothing and shows some support. Yes, absolutely, man. Kevin, let's go buy SHIB, guys. You won't lose. Yeah, SHIB will do fine. Got some SHIB. It should be a nice run soon. Yes. Please, bro, have a look at DGen predicting. Like I said, just participate in the goal at the top, my friend. Thanks, Funky. Okay, talking to Funky. Texas, baby. Oh, yeah. You guys need to get Luna Classic as well. I got Pepe as well at 53 million. I have nothing against Luna Classic. I would never FUD any project, but I will not buy Luna Classic because I was one of the people who got wrecked in Luna, and I can't justify getting wrecked in a project and then buying it again, right? So I don't care what's changed with the project. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Yeah, once BTC is off exchanges, it may take a decade or longer to acquire a full. Yeah, exactly. 2140, all BTC will be gone. Yep, and we'll be gone too. Magic Power, what's up, man? Good to see you. Amon's in the house. Good afternoon, all. XCN's moved. Yeah, XCN is starting to move, baby. What do we got? HODL Bitcoin and never sell. Who cares how high it goes? Yes. I'm selling mine at about $1 million, though. Because, I mean, I want to be able to spend it. Like, I want to be able to enjoy my life, right? Bitcoin is an asset that is foundationally framework for perpetuating wealth. And yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Jasmy turned green again. Yes. Green Jasmy. Absolutely. Rob, you the man, bro. Big up, Rob. Guys, love from London. Nice. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Jasmy, 1 million coins and having you'll be fine, Kat. You'll be fine. Shizzle, what's up, man? Jasmy in the house. Brandon, when will be the next time Jasmy evaluation? The first week of January. First week of January. I appreciate your channel. Too much clickbait trash on YouTube. Yes, Keegan, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being here, brother. Thoughts on Aero? I like Aerodrome. If you want me to look at your projects, though, guys, you got to participate in the goal at the top. I will have a look at it, maybe do a little TA on it, see where it's going. But I do like Aerodrome. I do like it. I do not hold any of it, but I do like it. KD3, you the man, Rob? No, you the man. The Blizz plays. What does the Patreon cost? I think it's like $17 or something like that. Something like that. $17. TLC, don't go chasing waterfalls. Exactly. TLC. I see what you did there, brother. Participate in the goal. You get the analysis on coins. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Lily. Very good. They are burning coins. Spell token. Spell's looking strong. Is Spell looking strong? Good old Spell token. We haven't looked at Spell token in a long time. Yeah, Spell's up 6.3%. Not too bad in a red day. Not too bad. Yeah, market's starting to look green, guys. Market's starting to look green. Watching you from Manchester. Nice. Nice. Manchester in the house. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Stargazer, what's up, man? Hoping to have a Black Friday on crypto next week. Hey, I hope it happens for you, man. I hope you can accumulate those bags. What about Zeta Chain? I hear good things about Zeta Chain. I don't know much about it, though. I don't know much about it. But I do hear good things. It's down 0.48% on the day. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about it. It's ranked. It's got a $359 million market cap. But I do not have the deets on it. But I have heard good things. So I can't see anything negative about it, to be honest with you, my friend. All right, guys. So listen, that's the news. That's the chat. I got to get to the gym. I got some one-on-ones I got to do today. So make sure you're here tonight for the live stream with Wes, XCN live stream at 8 o'clock Central. Every day we're here, 1 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central, guys, 7 days a week. Get over to the Patreon and schedule your one-on-ones with me. We also do daily group Zoom calls, guys, all of us together. We talk about all of the crucial things you need to know in crypto. We go live over there every day. Make sure you're there. And yeah, I mean, we talk about passive income, compounding gains, DeFi staking, operating nodes, macroeconomic factors. We do swing trades. We do all kinds of stuff over there. We have everyone from veterans to beginners, guys. So get over to the Patreon. The link is down below. It's in the chat. I got to look at Junior's comment before I go because Junior is the man with the plan. It says, hey, Rob, came across this new project that's in pre-sale, RXS. Wanted to ask your opinion. Real-world assets from real estate and art, commodities, and intellectual properties on global scale. I don't know. Where can I find that? Is it on Dex Tools? I guess it's probably not on CoinGecko, right? What's the ticker? RXS. Rex's Finance? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I got a preview only. That's why I'm seeing preview only because it's in pre-sale. I mean, if it's a solid RWA play, and from what you're saying, it does sound pretty good. So yeah, I mean, this is probably something I would be interested in participating in terms of a pre-sale. Absolutely, man. I have no real data on it outside of that, but RWA plays are going to be absolutely phenomenal, man. So yeah, I would probably participate in it. Algorand staking and node info over on the Patreon. Yes, exactly, guys. We're going to be doing all kinds of DeFi staking, like Jetpack said, guys. Get over to the Patreon. You're missing out. Is it safe to invest in Binance app? I mean, safe is a matter of perspective when it comes to crypto. Nothing is exactly safe in crypto, right? But it is a centralized exchange. If I was going to say, if someone held a gun to my head and said, Rob, name the most safe cryptocurrency exchange, I'd have to go with Coinbase, simply because they are, I mean, they're being adopted by the US government, right? I mean, you have Brian Armstrong meeting with Trump. You have Coinbase being the primary holder of all institutional Bitcoin spot ETFs. They're custodying all of them. So I would have to say Coinbase would be the most safe one. But Binance is not bad. It's not bad. I've used it. They left Canada, so I can't use it anymore. But I have used it in the past and never had an issue. So yeah. Shizzle says Rexus is a scam. Oh, well, I'll have to do a little bit more digging into it. I'll have to decipher what's going on. So, all right, guys, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Get over to the Patreon. Join us over there, guys. Join the community. We'd love to have you. I will be live over on the Patreon later this evening. Be here at 8 p.m. Central for the live stream with Wes. I'll see you guys later.